I would much rather see Pamela Anderson over Yedurappa Reddy or the Bellary brothers. The reality, Arnab, is that the government cannot and has absolutely lost the right to morally enforce anything when their own morals are under a cloud. You know, let him cast the first stone who hasn't sinned, said the Bible. I know the Bible is not particularly something that goes down well with the BJP, but if you were to ask me, who would I want to see? A, B, there is something called a remote control.
No,
there
one
is
second,
a button
Sohail,
which you can switch off.
No, Sohail, I want to place this tonight, and this is really the big breaking story here tonight, because Big Boss has gone ahead and telecast the program at 9 p.m. tonight despite the INB ministry orders. That's what Smriti said. Are you saying that's a good thing tomorrow?
But who's following the government?
Huh?
1 minute, who's following the government?
No.
Raja didn't follow the Supreme Court.
It's the ministry ruling, Sohail.
CBI,
it's the ministry ruling, Sohail.
The Prime Minister.
Are you justifying the airing of Big Boss tonight at 9 p.m. despite the orders of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting?
You know how the orders are?
Pardon me?
Arnab, you and I both know how long an order takes to travel from one place to the other in the very efficient government network of our country. I mean, that is to my mind a simpler argument. The real argument is, do you want an Ambika Soni or an INB ministry to actually enforce censorship? Do you want to bring back those days?
No.
Or do you, as Smriti rightly said, want media to create its own Bill of Rights, its own Charter of Responsible Behavior?
Yeah, but you know what?
Sony isn't, or whichever channel is telecasting, I don't know. They're not inviting you.
Limited point is,
the show's there.
Limited point is, you know, freedom of speech is one thing. You know, Dolly Brindra, and if you say let's have freedom of speech so that channels like Times Now can continue to do exposés, I think certainly you have my vote. If you say let's have freedom of speech so that Dolly Brindra and Samir Soni can tear each other apart on national television, some people will probably not agree with your point of view tonight, Sohail. I want to get in Bhavna Somaya right here. So, Bhavna Somaya, you agree with Sohail's take? He's almost justifying tonight the airing of Big Boss at 9 p.m.
No, I don't agree with Sohail. I think that just because the government is not completely clean, it does not mean that it cannot make a stand just now. And Payal is being very subjective because she's been on the Big Boss show, and I completely endorse what Smriti says. I feel that it has gone beyond any decency.
What? Particularly tell me what really is your...
I don't watch the Big Boss show every day, but I do happen to surf when I'm the kind of language they use is neither constructive nor inspiring in any manner. What they are doing.
Payal is saying news channels take those clips and play them over and over again. That gets what?
But Arnab, they're not giving you a geography lesson.
News channels do that. But that does not mean that it can be compared with Big Boss.
There was a fight in the legislation or something. There was this lady who was beaten up and she picked up a flower pot and she fell down on the ground, and there were these media channels trying to cover her in awkward positions where she was on the floor, and that was repeated again and again. I don't even know who the lady was because I really don't follow politics that much.
I'll tell you who she was. She was a legislator in Patna.
No, 1 second.
Yeah,
1 second.
But I'm just telling you, that was not a great sight.
No, I'm not sure if reality TV is really showing you what's in real life too. I mean, that's an interesting argument. But I want to get Rahul in. I want to get Rahul in at this stage. Now, you have the, what should I say? Dubious distinction.
Dubious distinction, probably.
You have the dubious distinction
of being the winner.
Of being the Big Boss, first Big Boss winner. Would you survive in that house tonight? And do you think they've done a good thing by defying the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting?
Well, first and foremost, I would survive, but I might be evicted ASAP. I don't think I would be popular to survive or whatever, but that's not the issue. I don't think they were right by not following what was the notice given to them. They should have aired it by 11.
Government right or wrong?
Yeah, I think the government, unfortunately at this stage, even if I'm not fond of the government or I don't want censorship, somebody has to step in. I mean, we talk about a sort of a group in the media that is going to do self-censorship, but we've discussed this in the last 6 years. I've heard this conversations in the last 6 years. Whenever something happens, that there should be self-censorship, there should be moral policing and all that. But nothing has gone through. Somebody has to step in and do something about it.
So you are supporting the scissors being put
I support it.
I want you to therefore respond directly to the argument that has been put forth. And it's going to be a popular argument put by Sohail Seth. He's saying, let's act against Raja and Kalmari, not against Khalli or Dolly Bindra.
I am with Sohail that we should be against
I'm
all
saying
these people. I'm not
don't
against
score
that.
a self-goal.
Sorry?
Don't score a self-goal. Tomorrow the same government will say, why is Times now casting aspersions on a cabinet minister? The same government will say, why is Times now talking about leaked reports when they haven't been tabled in Parliament? Would you like that? You wouldn't. I have a very clear perspective on these issues. All entertainment channels should either have a charter inflicted by the government.
Okay. Now let me tell you, Sohail, in 2009, the host of a Brazilian crime show called, I think it was Canal Live.
Yeah.
She's also a state legislator.
He was held up for
She
murder.
was arrested for commissioning 5 murders to boost the TRPs of their shows. You know, so I don't think your comparison with news channels is completely justified. It doesn't hold really. Self-censorship, different rules apply for reality shows.
It's not about comparing news channels to reality TV. It's about fundamentally discussing